The most talked about topic in the world in recent days is the assassination attempt on the candidate and former president of the United States, Donald Trump. Donald Trump was delivering his speech in Pennsylvania when he received a graze to his head by Thomas Matthew Crooks, the young man who shot at Donald Trump. They say Donald Trump was saved by a miracle, but what are the theories circulating, and which one is true? Why did Thomas Matthew Crooks do this? Is Donald Trump already elected? What would have happened if Trump had been shot directly in the head? And are there prophecies involving this? How many candidates and presidents have faced assassination attempts in the United States? We'll quickly look at this in today's video. At this point, you must have seen this already, but I'll recap.
If you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
At this moment, Donald Trump had just received a graze to his head, and his security guards immediately fell on the former president to protect him.
Hawkeye's here. Hawkeye's here. Move it to the stand. Get ready. We ready?
Shortly after, some people identified the direction from where the shots were fired, and more shots occurred, causing people to scream in fear due to the shots and what was happening at the moment. It didn't take long for Donald Trump to raise his hand because he wasn't hit. And he was practically already re-elected as the President of the United States. He was then taken to his nearby car by security to tend to his injuries. Fortunately, the former president was only grazed on the ear and is out of danger. The shooter, Thomas Matthew Crooks, only 20 years old, was taken down by a sniper who was on standby. And unfortunately, 2 people were injured, and a third person lost their life in this shooting. Thomas Matthew Crooks was considered a Republican with no criminal record. The investigative police say that so far, Thomas Matthew Crooks acted alone, but investigations are still ongoing. Thomas Matthew Crooks was on a roof about 120 meters from Donald Trump. He fired a semi-automatic AR-15 rifle, and this happened in the late afternoon. How Thomas Matthew Crooks got to the rooftop of the building is unknown, but we know it was a major security failure. After all, you can't put an AR-15 rifle in your pocket. This has led to many theories. Some conspiracy theorists believe this was intentional. Some believe that Joe Biden planned this as they left the rooftop empty. Security didn't take down the shooter before he tried to hit Donald Trump, and they say the American flag was there just to indicate the direction of the wind. Others believe that Donald Trump himself orchestrated this to win the election, which, honestly, is just another absurd theory. After all, the bullet did graze his head, and by a miracle, Donald Trump wasn't killed. And in this case, they would blame the opposition and find another Republican candidate to replace Trump, probably the vice president, Senator J.D. Vance from Ohio. All this is very sad for the country's democracy. Another very curious case is that Donald Trump was saved by a miracle because the shooter, Thomas Matthew Crooks, aimed directly at the former president's head, but the former president turned his head at the right moment, causing the shot to graze his head and not hit it directly, as shown by the trajectory of the shot and Trump's head movement.
Take a look at what happened.
If you doubt that there was a prophecy about this case, take a look at this video and draw your own conclusions.
I saw Trump rising up, and then I saw an attempt on his life. This bullet flew by his ear, and it came so close to his head that it busted his eardrum. And I saw he fell to his knees during this time frame, and he started worshiping the Lord. He got radically born again during this time frame. I'm talking, people say he's saved now, but he becomes really on fire for Jesus, for what I saw coming. And then I saw people interceding when I saw him winning the presidency through great. The Lord showed me it would go clear into the summer. Great persecution would come on him through the judges and through the law and all these people trying to sue him and all this stuff. and then I saw an attempt on his life. This bullet flew by his ear, and it.
This man is a pastor, and what you just watched happened less than 4 months ago. Is this truly a prophecy? At the moment, I believe it is. Let me know in the comments. As you may know, Donald Trump is not the only candidate and president of the Republic who has faced assassination attempts. Unfortunately, throughout the history of elections and the Republic of the United States of America, such cases and worse have occurred. See who else has faced similar situations. In total, 12 heads of state have faced assassination attempts, and 4 of them lost their lives. They are Abraham Lincoln, the first in 1865 from the Republican Party; James Abram Garfield in 1881, also from the Republican Party; William McKinley in 1901, also from the Republican Party; John Kennedy in 1963 from the Democratic Party. How long will blood be shed to build a better nation? This was the video, and I hope you don't support actions like this. This is not how America will grow. If you don't like the candidate, simply don't vote for him. I don't know if the shooter acted alone. Investigations are ongoing, and no one knows why this political fanaticism and this absurdity of attempting to assassinate a candidate, especially since Thomas Crooks was a Republican. But honestly, I don't believe any of this has to do with Joe Biden's political opposition, and I would think the same if it were the opposite. Comment below what you think about all this. Don't disrespect your fellow commenter. I hope that at least until the elections, everything goes well, and may the best one win for America. Let me know if there are any adjustments or specific parts you want to be more conversational.